Today I want to share with you my story of how I went from chronic sleep loss to amazingly deep and powerful sleep. When I was 16, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. I went for a routine checkup to the doctor and he determined that I had fibromyalgia. And then he prescribed a series of pharmaceuticals to help me deal with fibromyalgia. Over the course of the next 7 years, I developed severe insomnia. I could only sleep 3 or 4 hours a night. I had chronic pain all over my body. I had chronic fatigue, and I basically stopped functioning. Every single day was a day that was filled with physical pain, and pretty much I felt miserable. And then I remember that what really tipped the scale for me is that I went to one of the foremost clinics. After about 7 years of dealing with the illness, going from top specialist to top specialist, I ended up going to one of the foremost clinics in the United States. And I spent a week getting tested, and after 1 week and spending $8,000 trying to determine what could be done to improve my situation, the doctor sat across from me and said to me, looked me straight in the eye and said to me, "You will never get better. You have to learn to manage your illness with pharmaceuticals for the rest of your life." And I remember that at that exact moment, 2 things happened for me. I actually became hyper aware of what I was thinking. It's almost like I stepped outside of my body and just really connected with what was going on inside of me. On the one hand, I had the voice of empowerment, a voice that said, "No, I disagree. That is not the answer for me. I'm not going to accept that." And all that entailed, because all of a sudden I felt like I couldn't just completely rely on some medical authority to tell me exactly what was wrong with me. I realized I had to start becoming responsible about my body and start looking for answers myself and connecting to my answers within myself. And then there was another voice that came from within me, and that voice was the voice of my victim. And it was very interesting because the voice of my victim said, well, I like that diagnosis in a way because that means I don't have to fight anymore. I don't have to keep trying. I can just accept this. And by the way, my illness also seems to be a way in which I get attention and love from the people around me. So I kind of like that. To be honest, it's very comfortable. So I became hyper aware as I kind of stepped out of my body, of my mind, and I saw these 2 voices within me. And fortunately for me, I went with the voice of empowerment, and as soon as I returned from that clinic, I must have ordered 16 books right off the bat on health and nutrition and wellness, and I dove in. It became a rigorous study for me where I would read books anywhere from 1 hour to 5 hours a day. I would make the time to study. I would study the human body. I studied traditional systems of healing the body like the Indian system of Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine. I did my own research on herbology and everything from macrobiotics to veganism to traditional eating. And slowly I started to piece together what was going on in my body. And I began implementing the steps that I'm going to show you in the next few videos to going from poor sleep, to amazingly deep and restorative sleep. These are the steps that I implement with clients of mine that come to me with severe insomnia or come to me with sleep deprivation, and they implement it in their lives with a lot of success. So thank you for joining me today. My name is Jordana Toccacelli, and I love having you along. Please check out what I have going on at embodiedwoman.com and stay tuned for the next video series. Thank you.